What's up guys, how's it going? I've had a nice new haircut. I don't look like I live on the streets anymore, which is good. It's always a good start. So yes, welcome to the vlog, or the video, whatever you prefer. Today I'm going to do a video. It's something that I was cleaning, as you know, we're selling our house. And I come across an old bag, really old bag. And I found some of my old toys in it. And these are from like 1980, right through the 80s. Unfortunately, a lot of them are broken and smashed, and a lot of them are salvageable. So it gave me some idea about, let's just do a video on my favourite toys in the 80s. Now the toys that I'm going to mention, they're not in any particular order. I'm not going to do a top 10. Well, it is a top 10, but there's not going to be any one that excels over the other one. I'm just going to do, basically, I'm going to do my top 10, and then I'll probably do some honourable mentions, because I had, growing up, 3 sisters, and some of their toys, although they weren't really boys' toys, you'd always played with them anyway, growing up. So yes, so I'll do my own top 10 that I had and what I played with, and then we'll get on to the honourable mentions. So let's get started. Let's start a bit of nostalgia. Let's take it back, so we're in the 80s.
By the power of Grayskull.
Okay, so probably the first toy, which is probably one of the most popular toys of the 80s, would be Transformers. Now, being a little boy, seeing the Transformers cartoon was just a joy to behold. Every little boy that I knew wanted one, and every time it was a birthday, Christmas, we all got one. So, you know, we had the goodies, we had the baddies, the Decepticons, and I remember being a little boy winning, oh god, it was basically a gun, and it transformed into a Transformer, but there was all these attachments to it. Now, it was a Decepticon. It was one of the baddies. I won it at a school raffle, believe it or not. And it transformed from, obviously, to, oh god, what was his name? Megatron, into a gun, which in this day and age is not really that suitable, but it was amazing. I won it at a raffle, and it was just, it was amazing. It was an outstanding toy that was made up with it. But we had Optimus Prime, and we had it all to them, Bumblebee and so on. I mean, I'm only going off memory where the Bumblebee was about, but I'm sure he was, because I remember the cartoons as well. So yeah, Transformers, we had a lot of toys like that. We had ones where you rubbed the transfer on the belly and it glowed up a little bit, but they were a bit naff, to be fair. Right, so probably my second in the list, and again, this is not a list of it in any particular way, would be Mask.
An incredible secret is revealed when innocent-looking vehicles and ordinary men become an awesome fighting team. It's the secret of Mask, where illusion is the ultimate weapon. Piranhas getting away with the laser blueprints.
Chopper!
Condors
ready for takeoff.
Mask vehicles in place and each sold separately with action figures.
Now, Mask started from the first time I ever seen Mask was a cartoon, and basically you had like these little guys who had everyday cars or trucks. Now the truck, Rhino, I think the truck was called Rhino. I'm almost certain I've got that. I've actually got that downstairs. It's missing a door. That's all it's missing, is one of the doors has come off, and I've actually got the door. I'm not sure if it can be popped back in or whether it's you know, snapped, but I've got it and I found it, and everything still works. The little missile works, but yeah, it starts with everyday sort of cars and motorbikes and things. And then when they put the mask on, when they're called to help, they put a mask on, and then they go to the vehicle, and then the vehicle will transform into, so it's not like Transformers, so let's not go, it's not going to change into a robot. But for example, there was a bike called Condor, a big green bike called Condor. And when the guy puts his mask on, that bike transferred into a helicopter. So he could fly. It was a motorbike, and then the propeller come up and he could fly. Rhino was a truck. It had a grate that popped out from the front. It had the back popped out a bit, and then there was a missile launcher, and the back wheels detached, so it was a second vehicle. I've got really fond memories of Mask, and finding them toys in the bag it took me back. It took me back to playing with my little brother with all the little toys. It was really nostalgic. It was amazing. It was amazing. But really, I enjoyed the cartoons with that. And we'll move on to the next toy. The next toy, and again, no particular order, was Star Wars. Going back from memory, I mean, I don't think I've got, there might be a couple of toys that I've got. And if I remember rightly, in my mum and dad's back garden, I buried a couple of toys there. Stupid boy. They were baddies. And we got 2 into the game and they were done with them. We were never going to play with them once again. We had our pew, 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 and then they were gone. They were left in the garden and buried them. But they're the ones that cost a fortune, no doubt. But anyway, Star Wars. I had a friend who lived across the road as growing up, and he had the big AT-AT walker, the AT-AT, the big 4-legged one. I had the little Scout walker, and you press the little button on the back and its legs and run and scurry about. We had quite a lot. There was a lot we had growing up, and it was just, it was really good. I mean, you know, obviously the franchise is still alive and kicking today, but I absolutely loved the Star Wars toys, the original ones, the very first lot. We'll move on to the next lot of toys now. And now this is not really a toy. This is more, it got me into the world of IT. I worked in IT. I mean, we're going to do an About You video, but I worked in IT for many years. But my very first ever computer was a Spectrum, a ZX Spectrum 128K.
Right, pay attention, Bond. This is the Sinclair ZX Spectrum Plus 2. It's a fully operational computer with 128K memory, but it comes with 3 James Bond games and a light gun that fires armor-piercing shells. Now that's your assignment. No, don't sit in that chair. Sorry, Bond. Haven't perfected that yet. The Sinclair ZX Spectrum Plus 2.
It was amazing. The games, I look back at the games and go, wow, they were rubbish, but it's where all the games started. You know, it's where gaming started. And you could, you know, do your little basic things like making pictures out of code and stuff like that. So yeah, I mean, I'm not going to stick on, I won't go into this in much detail, but I got one for Christmas. I was so excited. And that's what got me into, you know, IT, playing games and that sort of thing. That put me on the path of being into it. It was amazing. I remember being so excited in the morning. It was brilliant. It was brilliant. My next toy, was a little. There's a funny story behind this, which I'll tell you in a second. But it was called Asteroid Wars, and it was a little game, and it looked like a little arcade booth. And inside there was a little stick which was left and right and a fire button. That was it. Simple as that. Many hours on that game, and with me siblings playing that game. It was amazing. But on the particular Christmas morning, I was so excited I vomited all over it, which was just, I was so excited, and obviously I don't know what it was inside me. I actually threw up all over the box, and I didn't cry, which was, you know, a big thing as a little kid, because when I was a little kid and I used to vomit, I cried my little eyes out. So yeah, it was disgusting and also awesome at the same time. The next one for me would be Heman.
And the Masters of the Universe.
Heman toys were just, yeah, every little boy in my area where I grew up had one. They were just, it was just, again, the cartoon was what inspired all these toys, and everyone wanted to be He-Man. I remember getting the Skeletor toy, and no one ever wanted to be the baddie. I loved it. I loved playing the baddie. I loved it, but when it comes to, you know, being my turn to play He-Man, it was always like, well, you like Skeletor, I'm telling my mum. So yeah, I enjoyed that one. It was a good one. Next toy, similar to He-Man, this was Thundercats. Again, inspired by the cartoon.
Thunder! 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 Thundercats! Thundercats!
I found the toys to be the Thundercat toys and the Thundercat mobile thing. I forgot what it was called now. They were more sturdy and put together better than the He-Man toys. They felt like they could take more abuse than the He-Man toys. And again, it was nice. I don't think it was as popular growing up. I'll think back and think I played more with my He-Man than I did with Thundercats, but I enjoyed the time that I played with the Thundercat toys. Again, fond memories. Thundercats Ho and all that. Mumra, that was the baddie's name, Mumra. Yeah, fond memories. Right, so the next one. Now, I know I said I wasn't going to put these into order of what's my favourite, but me and my younger brother had many hours playing with G.I. Joe.
Cobra can run, but he can't hide. The G.I. Joe Crusader's hot on his trail. Nobody beats G.I. Joe, G.I. Joe Crusader. Cobra is shaking with fear. Crusader's gonna blast him from the stratosphere. Gotcha!
Launch the Avenger!
The Crusader and Avenger are one top team.
Gear down!
Awesome! Nobody beats G.I. Joe, a real American hero.
Crusader comes with pilot and Avenger.
Yo, Joe!
Now, G.I. Joe is what it was called in America. Over in the UK, excuse me, over in the UK, it was called Action Force. And it was just, I had loads. And this is the thing I'm really upset about. I've got a big bag downstairs full of Action Force toys. Loads and loads of figures, and most of the figures, the torso was detached from the legs. And I'm like, how is this? I know they've been squished about a bit over the years in storage, but they've all been pulled apart. I'm gutted about it really, but I mean, the toys wise, most of them are intact. Most of them, there's still a lot of damage to some, but the bigger toys, like there's a big red boat, that is still in, well, let's say perfect condition. It's not, there's a bit of damage to it, small amount of damage, but it's still in what I would deem playable condition if I decided one day that I want to be 8 or 9 again and play. So the next one would be the next one for me would be the Garbage Pail Kids stickers. These were just fire growing up. These were just, you'd have like a stack like that in a rubber band, and you'd have another stack with, you know, you'd have your stack of what you've got, and then you'd have a stack equally as big with your swaps. And you used to get some chewing gum with them as well, and I remember getting chewing gum, and they were just, yeah, some of them were just amazing, absolutely amazing. Some of the stickers. I am quite disappointed that I didn't like put them away somewhere and put them in like a binder of some sort, because they were just amazing. And to be fair, I think a lot of them were close to the cuff in this day and age, where you think, oh, that's terrible. I mean, I remember like the stuff like Starving Marvin and things like that, but I think a lot of them probably now wouldn't really pass the politically correct way of things, unfortunately. But they were awesome. They used to, you know, you'd laugh when you get the first time you'd see one, and then the second series. Now we see some of the Garbage Pail Kids toys. I didn't get the toys. It wasn't really my thing. The cards were more of my thing. But I remember we had it was called a mobile at the bottom of the road. It was a guy who had this big old wagon, and you go down. It was a shop. Essentially, it was like a tuck shop, and you get everything. You could buy milk, bread. Kids sweets and stuff was probably what he sold more of, but he also sold packs of the Garbage Pail Kids, and the amount of times you go, oh, you know, Mum, Dad, can I have some money? Can I have some money for some sweets? And they'd be like, is it for sweets or is it not? Is it for the stickers? And you're like, yeah, it's the stickers. So we go off and get them, and you'd be made up. And if you got the swaps, obviously disappointment, but most of the time you get something new. When you start to get a bigger pack, obviously that you're getting so close to completing them, you get more swaps than anything else. But I don't think I ever completed the pack. I don't think I ever got to the point where I had the full set. If I did and I got rid of them, I'm going to be so annoyed. But I genuinely can't remember what I did with them. I could have thrown them away. Odds are, growing up, the bag it was in didn't survive, and it was, you know, it was removed, which is a shame. And number 10 on my list, I would probably say it was Speak and Spell. Everybody had one. again, it was very much like, it was like a computer in a sense. Oh, excuse me, got something in my eye. Oh dear. I promise you, I'm not crying for nostalgic purposes. I really am not. But yeah, it's Speak and Spell. And I think, if I remember rightly, it was my sister that had one of them. It wasn't myself, but I was always on it, always playing on that. Wasn't much to it when you look back at it now and you think, is that all it is? But at the time, again, it was something different. It was a futuristic, wow, look what this toy can do. So that compiles my list of 80s toys, my favourite 80s toys. Comment below if you were born even around in the 80s. Comment with your favourite toy. Comment if you think I may have missed something. Obviously I'm going to show you some clips of what the toys look like. And some of the younger viewers who obviously who definitely weren't born anywhere near around that time, you can comment about how wacky some of these toys are, or like what your opinions of these toys are. I'm just curious as to what people think about some of these toys. I mean, I look back with fond memories, and people might look back and think, what would he think of bringing that toy out? So yeah, comment below about that. Comment below. I'd be very, very curious to know. Also, don't forget to like this video. You know, we appreciate any feedback and any input and interaction with you guys. And if you like what you see and you want to see more, hit the subscribe button. And if you want to do even more than that, hit the bell button next to it. That'll just notify you of any more videos that we release. I'll put my teeth back in here. So basically, yeah, if you could do that and you like what you see, brilliant. Loads more videos coming. Like I say, we're releasing a video every day this month, but that's what we're going to be doing. It's going to be everything from like vlogs like this to vlogs about not video hauls, shopping hauls, to just general day-to-day life. There'll be some with the kids when we go for kid days out with the kids. The kids are at nursery at the minute, so it's a little bit tricky trying to tie them in when we're doing the day-to-day ones. So that's what we're doing. So yeah, thanks very much for tuning in, guys. Totally appreciate anyone who's watched our videos and who's a subscriber already. If you're not, like I say, be awesome, get you on board with the team here. And I look forward to seeing you in some of the next videos. Take care of yourselves, guys, and I'll see you next time. Bye.